I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Teresa, please take the roll.
Okay, Mayor Jones.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Carlson. Here. Bowen. He looks like he's here. Parachek.
Here.
Mattson. Here. And Schilling.
Here. Did you call for me?
Yeah.
My name tag must have made the, no, yeah.
Made the announcement for you. All right, do we have any action on the agenda for tonight's meeting?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Parachek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
How about the minutes from the July 21st meeting?
Motion to approve the meeting minutes from July 21st.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling?
Yes.
Parachek?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
All right, bills?
No bills.
No bills? Like that. Public comments, anybody's here for any public comment not on the agenda? I think most of you,
Oh, no, that one's.
Oh! Tell us who you are.
My name is Sophia, and I'm going into fourth grade this year.
Yes.
I have been going to the park and the pool lately, and I think we should add bike racks to the city park.
Bike racks to the city park, okay. Like by the playgrounds or?
At the
Okay.
city park or at the pool?
There is at the pool.
Is there, okay.
There's bike racks at
Oh,
the
yeah,
pool.
not at the park though. Yeah.
We don't have any, or do we?
Nothing in the park.
Nothing in the park.
It'd be nice, right, where the playground is and then the sheds, kind of, because that's where a lot of kids roll their bikes up, they park them there.
Where do you think they need to be, by the playground, the bike racks?
Yeah, I think they should be by the baton thing.
You really don't want your dad to talk, do you?
Excellent.
Or wherever we can put concrete, so maybe they don't have to weed eat so much. Maybe make it easier on the mowers guys. Maybe like that, right?
Sounds good.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Sounds like the park and rec board. Do
I
we
said
know
we bring
anybody
it
in
up to the park and rec
who,
board.
I think
There might be
we,
a motion tonight.
I think we know somebody who has money that they'll probably want to spend on that. Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Sophia.
All right, I have a non-agenda item I would like to bring forward
Okay.
as well. Guys, my name is Tim Weber, if you don't know me. I'm coming here tonight, probably one of the more new hot button topics is the flock cameras. So, I know maybe about a year ago, there was some sort of discussion or motion. I know Minnehaha County has flock cameras. We allowed 2 of them to come into the city of Hartford. And it might not seem like a big deal. It might not feel like, well, what do I have to hide? Until the data's in the wrong hands, right? So, in my opinion, data is the currency of the future, and it's a currency of today that's being used. And if we're not protecting our data, it's like opening your bank account to the rest of the world. Flock cameras, they do more than just look at your license plate. They are tracking who is coming into and who is going out of our town. They are tracking you as you come into town, as you go to work. If you want to think of this as an extreme example, depending on where flock cameras are set up, say it's primary day and there's flock cameras set up and they're identifying every car that came on primary day, and they're also following your car into what coffee shops you go to, where you work, what time you leave from work, and that data is collected. Now they're advertising specifically to a group of people who they have now associated with a political party. I think there's Supreme Court rulings out there right now on smartphones. We can be tracked on our smartphones. Now we know that you have to have a search warrant to be tracked by your smartphone. And that's through our government. Flock cameras are not a government-owned thing, they're not a government-run thing, they're a private company that is collecting our data and tracking us everywhere. So I don't know the best steps forward. I know it might feel like we don't have any power over the situation because it does come from the county, it does come from the state. but we do have actionable steps we can take within our city, within our right-of-ways. And it might feel like we're kind of handcuffed or bound, but I want to assure you guys you have more power than what it might feel like as you see more stories coming out on these spot cameras. One of them is jurisdiction annexation. I know like on the east side of town, it is on county land and it's facing the highway, which is county land, but it is surrounded by annexed land. So we do have jurisdiction over that right of way. You can eliminate corporate censoring or corporate oversight or corporate watching.
I got a question on that, Tim.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I was, so, you see a lot of these, probably on these Facebook videos, these First Amendment auditors, right? Whether you like them or not, what they do is legal most of the time, right? Even with a nefarious agenda. So, it's legal for me as a private citizen, to quite literally go stand on Highway 38 and record wherever I want to because it's in public.
Correct.
And so how would that work in the context of a flock camera or any camera? But flock is, so I would be curious on the actual First Amendment, because I'm in agreement with you on the things that are coming out now on flock. But I would be curious on how that would apply to the situation with recording things that are done in private, even, because they're recording from a public, kind of like a public piece of land, right? But like if you're standing in public, you can record wherever you want.
Agreed. But you can't follow somebody all day long recording that person. That would be stalking. And that's more of a Fourth Amendment, right, where we're looking at illegal search and seizure. So now we're monitoring somebody looking for wrongdoing. We're following them all day long, and that's more of a, do you have the right to do that? That's what I would say. So, I think this is an issue that's only going to get bigger. I think it is a big liability for the city itself. I know that there's groups out there going into other cities and they're making roadmaps for tort claims against cities, and that's the last thing I would want to see happen. Our cities have waves and waves of people coming in, falling, and then just getting wrapped up in more and more litigation, whether they go through or not. But there's roadmaps and precedent is being set against block cameras right now. So I think it's a big deal. I think it's something that we at least need to be looking into and getting ahead of, have the forefront of our discussions here when it comes to the security of our community. I know these are pitched as, hey, we're only reading license plates, we're going to be able to find a car associated with crime. But the facts are is these cameras, even if you don't have a license plate, they can track your car, the exact car, by a rust bubble on it, by a cracked windshield, by the damage that's on it, by a bumper sticker. All of these features of the car are trackable, and they are being tracked with those. And they are, not only that, this is a network that is being shared through the entire United States, and the security of this network is already had exposed vulnerabilities. We have out-of-country hackers that have accessed this information. There has been nefarious use of this information already. So it's the classic trade-off of security versus privacy, but in this sense, the privacy is not just on our government, it's on nefarious players that we're opening ourselves up to with really no oversight over the way this data is being handled.
Well, we're probably not going to solve this tonight.
Yeah.
Appreciate you bringing it forward.
So,
We probably need to have a little more discussion about this deal at some point.
absolutely. That's my goal, is to just bring it up and let people know that this is an issue. So.
Since I'm the timekeeper, I'm supposed to be the one keeping time.
All right, very good.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you for your time.
Sharon?
All right, anybody else? Thank you. We'll move down to visitors. Leah Johnson is here from the Jamboree Day Committee to give us an update and a review. It's also in your packets. Leah.
Hi there, how are you guys?
Good.
Amazing.
Amazing, it's almost Friday, right?
Is it?
So I say start Friday or Monday afternoon. Okay, so for this year's Jamboree Days, Little Miss Hartford obviously is what kicked it off. We had 10 girls participate this year. We had Regan, who won it. She has sent out a lot of thank yous. She said she had a blast this year. She was super excited to meet the gal from Illinois. I don't know if you guys kind of heard that whole thing, but we had one of our judges and her mom was here from Illinois, from Chicago. So they did the trip, and Regan had a blast. She was so proud to represent Hartford, and she's looking forward to homecoming and Christmas and anywhere that she can pretend to be a princess for the day. So she is doing a wonderful job. For the movie night, we did Toy Story 2, because we were on the day before the release of Toy Story 5. So that had probably just over 100 people. And a lot of times in the years, we've seen them come, we've seen them start, and we see them leave before the movie's over. This year, it was fun to see that we had people bring those blow-up, like, things that you just, like, blow up, you lay on them, and you deflate them. And it's like, they stayed for the whole night. We had a lot of cotton candy, a lot of popcorn, and the audience, or the attendance just continues to grow at that event. So that's kind of fun to watch. Car show was amazing weather. You couldn't have probably asked for a better night, even if I would have put up a request up above. So we had 123 registered and judged vehicles. We had 15 that registered but chose not to be judged. And then we had several others that just asked if they could just show up and do a show and shine. They didn't want to register, they didn't want to be judged, they just wanted their car to be there to represent. We didn't have an actual count on them since obviously they didn't register, but I would guesstimate we had roughly just over 150 cars in the front this year. Our burnout, we had a record number 28 registered burnout participants. The crowd is growing every year with that. It seems to be a hit, and as the word gets out, more and more people want to do it. So the only thing I can say is it was loud, it was fun, and it was a lot of smoke. So, and then Friday night, we had a local gentleman, King Izzy. He's out of the Tri-Valley area going to school for music. I don't know if you guys have ever heard him, but he does an amazing job as well. So he brought in just his own family, a lot of them. So he had a tip jar up there as well, and he did remarkably well, which I think goes towards some of his college expenses. For vendors, we had 65 vendors this year, so our numbers were up more than double, or just, yeah, more than double. There's 32 vendors last year. Some of it is because if you didn't do electricity and you registered before June 1st, we said it's free. It was our way of trying to get vendors that have never been to Hartford to come and see our town, see what we have to offer. Tons of people have come up and complimented that never been in Hartford. We had a lot of people just come up to us from vendors and go, you guys have an amazing park, you have an amazing community. So we had a lot of positive comments come out of our vendors for that. The 5K, I know that Mark reported that they had 24 participants this year. That pretty much stays pretty flat for his participants, but we even seen them on Saturday morning running past the park, so I think their route comes actually past the park, because you look up and every once in a while you see one coming by. So if I'm not a runner, so if I'm running, you all might just want to run, don't look behind me, because there's someone chasing me. For the parade, we had 56 entries this year, 46 from last year, so we're up a little bit on there. That stays also kind of flat, depends on weather and also. So we had a nice crowd turnout actually throughout the entire route, starting at Main Street and going all the way to the park. So we had a lot of people that were scattered throughout the entire route. Carol Spielman was our grand marshal. She sent many thank yous to the committee, and she also wanted me to express to you guys just how honored she was to represent such a fantastic community. So she had a lot of fun as well. Our entertainment was our American flag disposal, what we've done on a yearly basis. So we worked with American Legion on that. Our West Central Jazz Band was back in town last year. You guys remember they were overseas, so they didn't get to participate. But Danny and I was glad to have them back again this year to be part of the event. And then our West Central Choir, they kind of started the last, I think this is their 3rd or 4th year back. So she does like a choir camp prior to that, and then they get to display what they've learned. Phil Baker was back again this year. He wasn't able to be here last year, so he was glad to be back as well. He says we have as well a really good community. He loves the kids, and obviously he gets to do what he does best, and that's just entertain. We also had a DJ from last year that came. She did hits with everybody. A lot of kids come up and sing, a lot of adults sing. Mr. Twister and Color Bee Face Painting, they're busy all day. They have a line literally from 12 till 4:01. So they are constantly busy. The inflatables were busy, especially the water ones. Those always tend to bring in the kids. They like to do that. It's always amazing how many kids leave with just one shoe because we end up with an additional shoe at the lost and found. And then the baby crawl, they've done that for several years as well. I'm not sure what's funnier, is the kids or the adults, but that was a huge success again this year as well. Our Dakota Kids Paddle Pool, we had kids registered in every class except one age group this year, which is tremendous because most years there's 4 or 5 of them. First annual golf cart showdown, I know Sean participated in that, had a lot of fun, especially for
I
those
took
that
last.
got involved. We're hoping to be able to grow that now that people kind of know what it is.
Grow it so I don't take last.
We'll try, we'll try. And then the pool, I know that was open during the day. I'm not sure though what the attendance was, so I don't know if you guys get a record of attendance on the day, but I know that the pool had the open pass as well. Saturday night concert, we had Hicktown Mafia. They brought in a really good crowd. We had a lot of fun. And when we actually had our very first wedding proposal during the event. And Hicktown Mafia said all the years they've been doing, it's only the second time they've been asked to stop to play and to have a wedding proposal. The lady didn't have a clue what was happening, so that even makes it more fun. So the beer sales were up on Friday night for a total. There was a little confusion on that, so some of the tips might have got put in with the actual sales, but that was an oops on whoever was moving it, but it happens. So overall though, our total beer profit, we were up to 7,700 from 65 last year. So we did very well on beer sales this year. Community service, unfortunately, it did rain Sunday morning, so they did move it to the Methodist Church. So unfortunately, this is the second year that
Christ
they had
Luther.
to move it.
No, it was at Christ Luther.
Oh, it wasn't Christ Luther?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for the update, because I was told it went to
No,
Methodist.
no, it was
Good
at,
to know.
it was at our church, yeah.
But I still heard it was a good turnout.
Good job, yeah.
Yep, good deal. So hopefully next year the weather will cooperate, it won't be too hot like it was last year, and it won't rain like it did this year. So sponsorships, we have some amazing businesses that have stepped up the last couple of years. We were up, we had an even for platinum for this year, for last year. Gold was down a little bit, we were down to 10, but we had 13 last year, but our silvers were up quite a bit, up to 24. Our bronzes stayed flat, and then our community as well stayed flat. So as far as sponsorships, we have a really good group of businesses, and actually some of these are just people that have just stepped up to want to sponsor to continue to have the event on a yearly basis. And then our wrap-up meeting, we did do chair elections. Unfortunately for you guys, I am still the president. They tend to keep me there. So you'll get to see me again. Vice president remained as Rob Dobbs. Treasurer will remain as Rachel Clausen, and our secretary has been changed to Anna Underwood. Questions, comments?
Any questions?
Phenomenal event. Thank you.
Yes.
Any thoughts on moving the Saturday night deal downtown?
Give us more people, and you set up the barriers and the security and everything else, and we'll talk.
Okay,
But my people are fried by Saturday night, and we don't have the manpower to move.
I get it.
everything. But I know I have you wrote down for, you guys mentioned 1270 band, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I have that wrote down to reach out to them, to see if I can contact on Saturday.
Yeah, we understand there's some logistics with it, but I think it would be I think we could make that into a great end of Jamboree Day
The
event.
only comment that I have from my employees though, or from our committee, would be is the fact that we are nonprofit, we are doing this for our community, and if we turn around and go back to a street dance, you go back to, it's just a street dance without having family, where we try to keep the, kids and everybody involved. Plus you have the amphitheater there, so if it does rain, which it did sprinkle a little bit that night, they're protected and you don't have to shut down the street dance.
I get it. It's on my wish list. I keep bringing it up in my
It's a
wish-
lot easier to dance on grass than it is on concrete, though.
It is.
You're not a dancer, are you?
Not anymore, I used to.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
I think I'd surprise you.
Yeah, I bet. All right, anybody else got any comments or questions for Leah? If not, thank you very much. Thanks for all your work.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody.
Nice job.
It's a great
Thanks,
event.
guys. Have a good one.
All right, let's move down to our applications, agreements, hearings, resolutions, ordinances. First up, 7:05 hearing, first reading of amendment to the 2026 revised Hartford zoning regulations. First one is ordinance 773, which is to amend section 12.03 accessory building regulations. Teresa.
Yeah, so would be an amendment to our zoning regulations for our accessory buildings. It's gone through discussion with planning and zoning. They are recommending to pass it. I kind of started with, we had a couple of conditional uses come through. We were seeing people move in kind of smaller pre-built sheds that are coming in with metal roofs. And we're seeing that more and more because I think they're putting metal roofs on sheds just for durability and the maintenance and whatnot. And so a lot of them are getting these pre-built sheds, they're coming with metal roofs. We do have a regulation in our ordinance that says basically if your building size is 150 square feet or larger, you need to have like materials to the principal structure, to the house. So if you have hardboard siding, you need hardboard siding in your shed. Asphalt shingles, you should have asphalt on your shed and whatnot. And like I said, some of these smaller sheds, these 120 to 180 pre-built ones, they're coming with metal sheds. Obviously moving to lots that have asphalt shingles, so they've had to get, a conditional use from the P&Z board. We've talked it over a little bit. Kyle and Paul have pointed out that the actual IBC codes don't even really regulate sheds that are under 200 square feet. So that 150 square feet, that number we have in our regulations, it's a random number that, CCOG originally did our zoning regulations. It's pretty standard throughout the other cities. It's a number that can be changed. And then we thought, well, doesn't it make more sense to follow the IBC codes and put that number at 200 square feet versus the 150? So that is where they're recommending upping that 150 of like-kind materials for sheds to 200 square feet. And like I said, that was kind of a number just put in our zoning regulations by CCOG, and we just think it makes more sense to follow the IBC codes. Obviously, it was that like material discussion is, for aesthetic reasons or whatnot. The larger the shed, you do want them to kind of look like the principal building, but I think a metal roof on a smaller structure, planning and zoning board didn't see any issues with that, especially at 200 square feet. So that is the first change in accessory buildings. With that thought in mind of that regulating that 200 square feet, we have another bullet point, a regulation there that says that for accessory buildings, you can only have 2 on your property, and of the 2, 1 can't be larger than 150 square feet. So it's got to be 150 square feet or smaller. Well, just to stay consistent, we've talked about moving that 150 square feet to the 200, since that's what's regulated by IBC code. So now it'll be, you can have up to 2 buildings, but, one of them, has to be 200 square feet or smaller instead of the 150. So those are the 2 recommended changes for planning and zoning, is that changing that 150 square feet in those 2 bullet points.
All right, action on ordinance 773.
I've got a couple clarifying questions. So with this, so there's 2 points here. In the first point, so theoretically, somebody could have an accessory building that's 200 square feet with a metal roof, or this would, I'm just trying to follow here.
Right.
So theoretically, they can still bring in those small
Yes.
garden
Yeah,
sheds.
basically, this is going to allow you to have a 200 square foot building or less, a metal roof.
Right.
Regardless of whether you have a metal roof on your house or not.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, and then the second part of this,
Is they can have 2 sheds on their property, one of them
Can be up to.
up to 200 square feet.
okay,
Yeah. Before, we only allowed one of them only being 150 square feet.
Oh, okay.
This will
Yeah.
allow it up to 200 square feet.
Right.
okay,
Just
that
to
sounds
stay
like good. I'll make a
consistent.
motion to pass, to approve the first reading of ordinance 773.
Oh, we got 2
Darrell beat
seconds.
you, Keith.
Ooh,
A little
man,
slow to
2
the
seconds.
trigger.
Oh, man, everybody wants
You
to
can still
second.
vote yes, though.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, the next one is 774. This is first reading also of the amendment of the 2026 revised Hartford zoning regulations to amend section 12.03 manufactured housing residential district. Teresa?
So this is an amendment to our zoning regulations again. It's in our manufactured housing zoning. Basically, this kind of discussion of this came about, we were talking in the planning and zoning board about campgrounds, is kind of how it come about. We kind of looked over our regulations. Right now, we do not allow campgrounds in any zoning district. The board talked a little about, well, should we not? We did way back then when we had general business district, but we have since changed all that. But as of right now, it is not a permitted use or a conditional use in any zoning district. So the board took a couple meetings, talked about it, we even looked at a proposed ordinance. At this point, the planning and zoning board, which it can always be changed, at this point, they want to keep our regulations as is. They didn't really see a zoning district where it would be a proper fit right now, like I said. So they're proposing to keep our regulations the same and not allow campgrounds. Like I said, which, as you know, just like now, we can always change the zoning regulations to allow a campground if somebody comes with a good plan in a good area. But we did notice when we were looking through them, I noticed that the only mention of a campground at all in our zoning regulations is under manufactured housing districts. There's a definition for a campground, a travel trailer campground. And then there's also just a small verbiage in a sentence saying campgrounds have to be licensed. Well, if we don't allow a campground, that verbiage is kind of moot point. There's no reason to have a definition for a campground. There's no reason to have, verbiage in there to say, that it has to be licensed. So just to clean up that manufactured home district, this ordinance would remove those 2 things, that definition and then that verbiage about licensing. So it'll basically just be strictly manufactured homes, things that are permanent, not temporary. So that's what this ordinance does, is just clean up that verbiage.
All right?
I'd be curious on, you made an interesting comment that the P and Z doesn't think that there's anywhere in the city where campgrounds, so we don't have to talk about doing an ordinance, but also, what would it hurt by establishing an ordinance? I don't know, I'm thinking, I actually know a guy who owns campgrounds in the Sioux Falls area. I don't think it would hurt anything by establishing something, so that way, hey, if a project does come, whether to the HADF or to the city, we've got an ordinance, we've got at least something we can work with. So I would just, my opinion, I know this is, I want to stay on topic here, but my opinion is, well, just because you don't see something right now doesn't mean that we shouldn't have an ordinance. I would rather have the groundwork for that ordinance laid out, just in case if there was something. Now, we at least have a framework to work with, so I don't know if you can take that
I presented an
back.
ordinance to them.
What's that?
I presented an ordinance to them to review, so I
Oh,
encourage
you
you to
did?
talk to the planning and zoning
I will
members.
talk to the board on that. I just think,
Yes.
why not have a framework
Yeah,
built
we
out so if
discussed it
something
in
does
a
come
couple
along?
areas where we
Yeah.
could have, by conditional use, so they at
Or
least have
a
to come with a
campground
plan.
developer could, it'd be kind of small thinking on their end, but they're like, oh, they don't even allow for this, so we're not even gonna make a call. We're not even
Right,
gonna.
right, you're right. Yeah,
who knows how these
It might
developers
get
think.
bypassed, yeah, or
Yeah.
whatnot, but,
I'll make a call.
I'm saying, you can encourage you.
All right, anything else?
Wasn't there camping spots in the city park years ago?
We don't know camping spots. We've allowed
Just
people
allow
to
it.
park there for a couple days.
Sure.
I mean, we don't provide any facilities or
Right, okay.
electricity.
Yeah.
We just said.
They don't have electricity, nothing.
No.
Right.
We don't keep the bathrooms open for them. It's
Right.
just, we're letting you park in the.
Sure, sure,
park.
okay.
25 years ago, we looked into it, and Mocha ran out of town, so.
Really?
It's not good.
Between that and sidewalks, I think we got it.
We got it. That might be our chance. All right, action on this one.
Make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 774.
I'll second.
All right. You just wait. Everybody waits for Keith. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
No.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right. All right, that takes care of those two. Let's move on to the next one. Special event application, Eastern Avenue Block Party, which is coming up this Saturday. Everything is in
And I don't see
order.
anybody from Eastern Avenue.
Yep. Dave, that's one block over from my street.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think they've done this a couple, 3 times.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the,
Yeah, I think the last year
Yeah.
for sure, I know, but I think they've.
Yes, they
done it.
have, I remember this now.
they're
Was it
pretty-
entertainment?
I don't know. It's not me. Not this year.
Not this year.
I'd make a motion to approve the special event application for the Eastern Avenue Block Party on August 8th, 2026.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, next up, we have special event application for South Bar's 10th
Woo, 10 years!
10-year
I
celebration.
feel like I was just here a year ago, which I was.
Last year was Big J's
Big
birthday.
Day's birthday, this
That
year
would've
is
been
the
the
10
90th.
year.
that
Yeah,
would've
and
been
I 100% agree with you about the street dance coming back downtown. Anyway, on to us. We want to have a street dance. Actually, we want to start the day
You
off.
guys can start a street dance.
Well, we don't want to step on toes.
No, yeah, we don't want to do that.
We'd like to start the day out with a big old beanbag tournament. So kind of asking if we can get the street closed by about 10 a.m.
What day is this on?
September 26th, that's a Saturday. Yep, and then we'll have live entertainment starting, I think Shelby K starts at 7. And then we'll have Ned Ledoux. He'll be playing for an hour to 2 hours, I believe, and then we'll end the night with Brandon Jones taking the stage. We have security set up. We'll have our beer tent outside, but onto our property, onto the back there. What else? That's it. We just would like to know, I know the noise ordinance goes till 11. Can we extend that an hour or two? I know last year, I think we went to midnight. And I don't know, Justin might have said Brandon till 1, but I don't know if that's feasible. Yeah, we'd like,
I'd be okay with 12.
Okay.
One's getting a little, in my opinion, and I love this idea, but one's just a little early. Is it early or is it late? How do you?
That's if
Well-
you're at the bar.
I always told my mom I was coming home early,
Yeah, that's a good one, yes.
early in the morning.
bar closed 2, so, that's early for us.
Did we have any complaints?
How's that?
Yes, we had Cindy.
I think there was
Last
just
year.
the one complaint on Hartford Happenings from a guy wanting to know the noise ordinance.
So
but-
no complaints.
Right. Really, there was no one, everybody enjoyed last year, had a ball. You won't be dancing on grass, you'll be on asphalt.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my own asphalt.
Or, not, hard
I've been waiting to throw that
You
one
know,
out
we,
there.
I live right, and we don't ever hear. I mean, it's not like it's
Yeah.
outrageous, so.
We had a band, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the 24th, out back, and they played till 11.
You can barely hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
barely.
And if I can hear it, then I just sit on my back patio and
Well, this time you'll have to come down. 'cause
I,
we
I
also-
think so, yeah.
Justin is also bringing food, which of course we'll charge for, but Big J's will be there with food and whatnot.
It's a real treat to get him in Hartford. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, midnight, will that,
I'm good at midnight.
Will that
If someone wants to
suffice?
make an argument for 1 AM, throw it out there.
I'm good with 1 AM. 10 years doesn't come around very often. This is a 10-year
Once every 10
celebration.
years.
I mean,
Once every
it's not
10
like they're
years.
asking for it all the time. It's not a weekly occurrence. I'm fine with 1 AM.
Well, I like your way of thinking.
all
I
right?
mean, we want to make it a big fun
Yeah.
street
I mean,
dance.
I
We've
think-
got, you know, like I said.
And it's
we've
an
got the
hour
security,
before
yeah.
2 PM bar closes, so, I mean, I support the 1 AM.
I'm not gonna fight against it.
Our deputy will be there, so he'll.
I was just gonna say, we'll have.
You do whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
We'll just park the one that sits down by Steve's Luger's place.
Oh, yeah.
That everybody
That'll
always
work.
thinks that somebody parked there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, yep, he's parked down there. Be
He's
careful.
watching. Yep, at the body shop.
Yep.
So I'll make a
Alright.
motion to approve the special event application for South Bar's 10-year celebration for September 26th as presented.
I'll second.
Is the 1 AM on the?
It is on their application.
Okay, just making sure.
It is on their application, yep.
Let's see, the only thing really not clearly spelled out here would be some collaboration with city staff for barricades and whatnot, but I assume that that's kind of an unwritten rule.
It's kind of a given anymore.
Yeah.
I think last year what we did, a lot of us just, after when the band was done, they were done cleaning up, we went out. and
Pulled things off to the
barricades.
side,
Yeah,
yep.
pulled them off to the side for the city, so
Yep,
we'll do the same thing this year.
okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Parachik.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank
We will
you.
see you September 26th.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have a special event application for the Trojan Kickoff on August 22nd. This is the second year they've done this, and really their ask for us is they want to use the streets for their run.
Yeah.
The rest of the activities are all on school property.
Yep.
They just want approval that they can do their run on the route provided.
And then they mark up the route too?
Yeah, I think, don't they go out and paint the route?
Paved,
Yeah,
From a marked route.
yeah.
I mean, they don't close down any of the
No.
streets, just to be aware that they'll be
Yeah.
having runners and sidewalks in the street, city property.
They did this last year too, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And there weren't any issues with it.
Nope. Come right down our street.
Make a motion to approve the special event application for the Trojan Kickoff on August 22nd, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Parachik.
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right, next up, we have Resolution 2026-11 or 11, with however you want to put it. Adoption of a Safe Streets for All Comprehensive Safety Action Plan. The gentleman was here a month or so ago and gave us the preliminary, and this is the final basic resolution, so we can use this as we're applying for grants, putting together plans for the future for safe streets and all that great stuff.
So we just need a motion approving this resolution?
Resolution,
Okay.
yep, and that way we pass it.
I'll make a motion approving Resolution 2026-11.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Parachik.
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right. Next up, first reading of ordinance 776. This is our regulation for motorized foot scooters and personal assistance devices.
Oh, that's a very politically correct term. I got someone to laugh over there, so I'm glad.
It'll just cover the next type of thing. Osmomotor.
Right, pretty much.
Well, we've been talking about scooters for about a year, probably. As most of you know, we had an incident in town, and that probably spurred us to action as much as anything possibly could. We had looked at an ordinance that was put together by the city of Brandon once, looked at it again. We charged the city staff and city attorney with putting together an ordinance for us, which is attached.
So basically, it was, Brandon was kind of the basis of the ordinance we followed. We did tweak it a little bit, customize it a little bit for Hartford, kind of clarified some more verbiage that, you know, if you're under 14, basically you have to be on the sidewalks. And if you can't, there isn't a sidewalk there, like we know that many parts of towns don't have it, you can be in the street, but you know, got to be on the correct side of the street, you got to be as close to the curb as possible, and then getting on the sidewalk again. Have to have a helmet, only one person on the scooter, cannot go over 15 miles an hour, and then you have to yield to pedestrians and motor vehicles. So basically, when you come to an intersection, they're stopping at all of them, so you don't have the incident we had before. And then if you're over 14, it's tweaked just a little bit different. You're allowed to be in the roadway, because then you're kind of a valid driver. I mean, you can be in the sidewalk or in the roadway. Once again, though, we want to stay consistent with only one person on the scooter. They can go the speed that corresponds the speed limit to the road, so if the road's 20 miles an hour, they can do that. So basically, they got to follow the speed of the roadway that they are on. And then they too have to yield to pedestrians and motor vehicles as well. Both of them, you know, all scooters, whatnot, have to, you know, 15 minutes after sunrise and 15 minutes before sunset. Otherwise, you have to have lights on it. We did put in there no scooters on Main Avenue, basically from 2nd Street down to Men's. So these 2 blocks of Main Avenue. We have them zipping by on the sidewalks, the doors are opening, and we thought that would be a good thing to add. We talked it over with Alex a little bit on that. Also, with some of the other highlights, basically got to operate them in a safe manner. Did put a penalty in there that, you know, if we would, and not saying we have to find them, you can use this as a learning tool to give them warnings or whatnot, but if it comes down to fining, a $50 fine. I also put in there that parents and guardians can be responsible for that fine as well. Brandon didn't have that in their ordinance, but Harrisburg did in their proposed ordinance, and I kind of like that responsibility on them a little bit too. So those are some things that you can
Great
talk
job,
about.
Teresa.
Huh?
I make a motion, I said great job. I make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 776.
Second.
Any more discussion?
I do.
Yeah.
So I think I asked last time on the helmet piece. We don't require kids on a bike to have a helmet ever, correct?
Correct. I mean, we don't regulate pedal bikes.
We saw how many kids on a scooter tonight, and one of them had a helmet on. So are we actually gonna stop every kid without a helmet?
Well, I think,
I would say we wouldn't have to stop every kid that doesn't have a helmet on.
Then what's the point?
If, I mean, and you said that part doesn't have to necessarily be in there, just for, that was just a safety.
I feel really weird. I mean, it's a great idea, but I also just think that right out of the gate, we're gonna have an ordinance we're not gonna enforce.
yeah, I mean, I agree with the Main Street thing, and I thought, like, because I obviously have a business on Main Street, and these young ladies over here see the thing scoot. I mean, here's my issue with this whole thing, and I've been saying this for a year, and I'm probably the one on the outside of this, is I understand why we got to this point, but I certainly don't want our deputy, who there's much bigger things, like, kind of, to the lines of what you're saying is, okay, we established this ordinance, and so we're gonna be discretionary in who you're going after, right? Because you can't, I mean, if you're sitting there pulling over 20 kids a day, like, you better darn believe it, like, you're gonna hear from it, right? Like, that's a problem. But if you're only pulling over 5% of those kids, then, you know, it's just kind of like an interesting thing. I mean, I'm gonna articulate this, but like on like the whole building code stuff, like we either have to have a concrete pad or you don't to park something on. Okay, if we're not gonna enforce it, then don't have it. And I know that we enforce it, but it takes months and months and months and months and months. And so I'm gonna rest my case here. I think that this is once again a parenting issue. I understand everyone's hardness is that we want to, you know, we had one incident that we know of. There could be more, right? Without
we haven't heard of.
Yeah, that we haven't heard of.
Right.
This is once again a parent thing. I think a parent should make that decision if my kid's going to wear a helmet or not. I don't think that this should be written in the ordinance, and I think that this could inundate law enforcement if they're not wise with it. I just don't see the logical ordinance and only, you're either gonna go chase on every kid on a scooter or you're not, like, and so, but I get the heart in this, but I think that this is a parenting issue, and I'm gonna rest my case on that, but I understand why we're here, so I'm probably gonna vote no on this, but I get why we're here. So.
Yeah, I look at it a little bit like we've got this first reading, if we treat it like the mask mandate, we never had a second reading. Right, we put that thing on the shelf, and in the event we needed it, we could pull it off and have that second reading. But it's something, it's getting us. So based on the public outcry and the amount of participants here to, you know, support or beat this down, we've made the first step as a city council, and so really, I was gonna recommend that just set this thing on the shelf, and if we need to have a second reading,
I will tell
we
you,
can.
we did get a couple of comments over our Facebook page after that accident happened, of people wanting us to look at putting some kind of ordinance in
Sure.
place, so.
I generally am
Just let you
supportive
know.
of the ordinance. I'm just questioning the helmet piece because, I mean, I think it's gonna be no different with bikes. Some kids wear them, some don't. I think of everything on here, and then especially if they're 14, then they don't have to.
I think the biggest thing, like I said, if they wear a helmet or not, that may be up to the parent, like you said, but the biggest thing is regulating them in the streets and on the sidewalk. Where traffic is, because that may be the more bigger
Yeah.
safety issue. It's kind of
My only other
regulating that.
question, I think, then too, is the 14 years of age. And just is that's a number some of the other communities?
I would say the ones I've looked at have all been that 14 years, kind of that difference. And I don't know if that's because that 14 years, you can get a learner's permit, and your guys.
Well, that's why I was wondering if
you
it
can-
should be licensed driver, or if they have a driver's license, they can be on the street. That's exactly what I was wondering,
Okay,
is
look
this,
at
do we mean
Brandon.
14, or do we mean a driver's permit? What do we mean? Like, what's the intent?
And then how's the
there?
cop supposed to know that? Like, a cop can't just say, well, I think that they're under 14, so I'm gonna pull them over. And now they're not, like there's logistical, like, actual, like law issues with that. Like, you can't just pull over somebody just because you think something, right? You have to have, they have reasonable, articulate suspicion of that, so.
Mayor, I encourage you to call the, let's just vote on this thing.
All right, we'll call the vote.
We have
Did we get a first and a second?
Pretty sure we
Yeah.
did, yeah.
One question though.
Hold on, once we call the vote, we gotta vote.
You gotta go.
Yep, sorry, Cindy and I were busy chit-chatting.
Well, it's Travis's fault, he's been called with it.
No.
We beat this thing to death. This is like
We've
my
been talking about it a
it's like
long
my
time.
fifth year of talking about it. Maybe third.
All right, we'll
First
vote.
reading too, it's only the first reading.
Schilling,
Yes.
Horacek,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Bowen,
No.
Mattson,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Man, I'm losing tonight.
All right, that's first reading.
We got one more, so keep your
Show of hand, you
question.
keep voting no, sooner or later you'll be right.
You know what, a broken clock is right twice a day.
All right, let's move down to reports. First up, Minnehaha County Deputy Sheriff, Deputy Alex.
How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Good, good, good. So not a lot different from last month. We had a total of 6 warrant services in town here. We got a couple of those guys in jail. Total of 59, actually, I was a little higher than that. 59 traffic stops in town here. One of those resulted in a warrant. Our accidents stayed about the same at 4. About 5 burglary alarms in town here. I don't think any of those turned out to be an actual burglary. They were all false alarms. 79 check securities in town. That's parks, pools, or the parks, the pool, anywhere that our deputies, it's mostly at night where they're cruising around. We do a lot of like storage units, things like that, checking that stuff. And we're
Seen you guys out there at 3 a.m.
we find a lot of weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we've been keeping at the proactive policing on that. A few DUIs in town. A couple of those involved some narcotics. We actually had a couple of gas skips this month.
A couple what?
Gas skips.
Gas skips.
Oh, that's
People
right,
just don't
yeah.
pay for gas and
Yeah.
Dine and
take
day.
off on it. I found one of the guys and he came back and paid. That was good.
Beautiful.
Reckless drivers are up. We had 14 reckless drivers. That's just a summertime deal, but that's why our traffic stops are up as well. We're going after those reckless drivers, so. And then traffic hazards I have on here, 8. I think just about every one of those was somebody on a scooter doing something that I observed that was dangerous or reckless, so. That is what I got for you.
All right, any questions for the deputy?
Well, then, Sean, I was also we're gonna work on that heat map. I do have
Oh, yeah.
I saw that we do have the technology to do that. I
Just to
have
see where all the calls are coming in.
Yeah, and I just have to figure out how to do it.
Cool. Thank you,
So,
appreciate
yeah,
that.
Yep.
Can we work on a flock map? Is that?
It's already out there.
Already out?
Yeah, we do have a flock map out there, yep.
Yep.
We sure do.
Excellent.
So we just have 2 of them in town here, yeah.
What's the difference between a flock camera and an ALPRS?
So flock, we get a picture of the vehicle as it's passing our flock camera.
Okay.
Where a license plate reader will, it's just a plate reader that shoots down at the roadway, or some towns have them on their actual police cars.
Yep.
And as they pass the cars, it reads every license plate, and what that's doing is automatically reading that, so I don't have to type everything in my computer while I'm driving.
Sure.
If there's a hit on one of those license plates, stolen vehicle, person with warrants,
Yeah.
kidnapping suspect, anything crazy like that.
Murder suspect?
Anything that they decide to put in there. Yep. Anything that we deem that we need to put in there, it could come back and it would hit, and then we have to verify everything before we make a stop. Yeah.
What are those called?
make a stop.
License plate readers?
Yeah, automated license plate readers.
Yep. So we don't have those, we just have our flock system is what we have been using.
That's
I
a
will
third.
say. I know there's a lot of different opinions out there on flock. I will say in town here, I have used it 3 times in town here successfully with a missing person that we were able to find down in Yankton. We were able to locate him, get him reunited with family. And then most recently, we had a murder in Sioux Falls. That just was like last week. That suspect was tracked down and apprehended in 2 hours in Sioux City.
When you're going, as we're on that topic, when you're
Yeah.
going through that data, can you personally, do you have access to that camera? Is that something at the sheriff's office? Or can you, from your computer, log into that? What information is publicly available to you when you log in? Like, I'm sure with these people doing
Yeah.
gas skips,
Yep.
right? That
Yep.
might be one function. What are you seeing on your interface?
Yep, so that was actually one of the things that I used it for, was the
Yep.
gas skip, and that's how we found that guy. Because the gas station cameras weren't very clear.
Right.
So when I log into Flock, we have to go through training first, okay? It's a decent amount of training that we have to go through, and it's a confusing system, but when I log in, for me to be able to, I have access to it. I can type in any plate, and I can click go, and whatever cameras I choose in the state or the country, things will pop up on it. Now, that's all able to be audited. I need to have a case number or a call for service number that I need to put in there for that audit, so everybody knows what I'm looking for this vehicle for. The reason it has to be in there, and, but, I'm sorry, Greg, what was your name? Tim, but as Tim said, it is AI, and it will find, if I put, okay, this car doesn't have a plate, but I know it's a big white SUV, I could put that in, and I can say it probably passed our east side flock camera around this time. I hit go, and it's like ding, 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 and I can look through and I can kind of compare from like the gas station, for instance. I'm looking at that picture of that vehicle compared to what we have in flock. And that's how we put 2 and 2 together. And otherwise, I mean, we wouldn't have found that guy, that was a gasket, you know, obviously not the end of the world, but, you know, I don't have really a personal opinion on it.
No, I was just curious on what that is.
Yeah, no, and it definitely, it's helped me in my job, but I can definitely see the public outcry that people have surrounding the flock system, so,
Thank you.
yeah.
All right, anything else?
So Flock is the parent company
To the ALPRS.
to the automated license plate.
Correct, so,
Right.
yes, Flock is the system, and I think there's Axon that makes all the body cameras and tasers and things now. I think they're getting into that game too. I don't know where that's going, but.
It's all like monopolized. It's like, I should start up a security
Oh,
camera
I'm-
company. There's like
In the
2.
future, it'll be called Skynet.
Yeah, right, yeah, it's crazy, yep, it is.
Terminator.
So, Yep.
All right.
All right? Thank you.
Sounds
Thank you,
good.
Deputy, keep up the
Thank
good
you.
work.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to what I like to call the most exciting part of the evening, our city engineer report.
Good evening, everyone. Report is in your packet. General engineering side, continue to review site plans and plots as they come in. As we did before this meeting, worked through some of that stormwater management facility. Those existing facilities, looked at that and prepared the map and report for those. As well as we're going to talk about later, did update the capital improvement plan projects and descriptions and the map for budget this year. On the project side, the water resource recovery facility did get some closeout documents to the city, so some operations and maintenance manuals, record drawings, all that type of stuff to the city for their records. Are waiting on that final closeout, contingency use form, payout, all that. There are a couple punch list and warranty items that are still outstanding that we are tracking with Rice Lake. On the Mickelson shared use path, working with the school, there have a MOU going to them just for some land along that trail, just to help separate that out. Hoping to have that on their agenda for next Monday. So following that, we'll be able to provide an update to the council on how that went. Kelly Avenue, nothing there. Every time I come in town, I check on it and seems to get over 50% usage. You know, we're parking within the lines, I'll say. But really waiting for the middle of the month to get some feedback and regroup with those property owners to discuss that trial roadway. And then lastly, on the project side of things, Route Lane and Diamond Trail intersection reconstruction. On the actual intersection project, that is out for bid currently. It bids next Thursday morning. So at the next meeting, we'll have that bid tabulation for council's review. Have been sending it to planners and contractors that we've worked with in the past. Currently have 3 prime bidders, but if it's anything like past projects, that usually ramps up the week leading up to the bid, just human nature, I suppose. Like to procrastinate some things, so we'll continue to reach out and provide that so we get some good bid numbers there. On the traffic control package, which is essentially called the driveway approach to the coffee cup to the south, that'll provide that detour route. While the intersection's being reconstructed, did get a few bids on that. That is an action item for the council this evening. However, wanted just to answer questions on the report prior to.
Any questions for Michael before we move on to his action item here? Thanks for putting together the stuff on the detention ponds for us for our tour.
Of course, glad everyone learned a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably found out more than what we expected, maybe. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a lot of ponds around town. All right. Hearing no questions, Michael, let's talk about your action item here.
Yep, so as noted, this is the traffic control quote package, detour route, whatever you want to call it, for the Rood Lane intersection project. Solicited this over 1 week quote package, small scale. It's not atypical to shorten the window there. Solicited it to 6 contractors, most of which were local to the Hartford area, received 3 bids. Recommend, the low bidder was Blacktop Paving of Sioux Falls, with the amount of $21,349. Worked with them on many past projects, either as the prime or a sub, and they do good work and are responsive and get it done. So, recommendation would be to award the quote package to Blacktop.
Affirmations. Motion to approve the low quote from Blacktop Paving in the amount of $21,349.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
Anything else, Michael?
That is all I have for now.
Good enough. I see you'll be talking to us later, I would assume.
That is correct, yeah.
All right, next up, Public Works Superintendent Craig, what do you got?
Just a couple updates, basically for the parks. We are done with the fence around the pickleball court for now until they get the surfacing done, then we'll put the center rail system in there, center fence. And then we did get started on the digging out for that playground and stuff, and getting rid of all dirt in there at the sports complex, so getting some projects, then getting close to being final with them, and some started, so. That's all I got, unless somebody has anything.
Just an observation as we rolled down the bike path in our golf carts. There's a lot of debris. Yeah, well, it was purely city business. I mean, there was no shenanigans.
Yeah.
Inspecting.
We were inspecting the bike trail.
A lot of debris on there. So literally, I mean, I think in areas it's kind of unsafe.
Yeah, because it runs off
We're
that,
supposed to be watching that all, to
Yeah.
make sure we get on top of it.
So,
did you see us go by, Lois?
and it's probably due for a chip seal.
Yeah, they will be soon. I
Yeah.
know we still need some cracks to get sealed up, so.
Yeah.
Always somebody going through there somewhere, looks like, especially between Maple Pass and the Windsor Group's property.
Yeah.
You need a new city sweeper to take care of it.
It's gonna get us.
No, we have one.
Wow.
You get an autonomous one, just goes out there and does it.
A robot.
The robot one.
That's like a robot.
That'd be sweet.
All right, you got an action item too, Craig, it looks like, or?
Yeah, so being with the Aeromod system, they set up a schooling for 2 guys to attend. And I'd like to have, at this time anyway, Jesse and Jonathan attend that if it works out for him. For operators. It's an operating training class on the Aeromod, so.
And if I read this right, they cover everything,
Yes.
travel expense, everything.
Yep. So like I said, at this time, unless Jonathan couldn't make it, then maybe switch with me or something like that.
Okay. All right? You just need approval to attend, correct?
For 2 guys to attend, yeah.
Yep.
basically.
All right?
Motion to approve for the 2 gentlemen to attend the Aeromod Operator Training Seminar.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling,
Yes.
Horacek,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Bowen,
Yes.
Mattson,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, anything else, Craig?
Nope, that's it.
All righty. Let's move to Karen's report.
Sorry. Reports in the packet. Nothing to add.
Your report isn't that boring, Karen.
Come on, Karen. Come on, Karen.
Same old, same old.
Anybody got any questions for Karen? All right. Thank you. We'll move to Teresa's report.
I don't have much for updates either. Monday, our new operator is planned to start, so this coming Monday on the 10th, so be glad to get him started and up and going. Grants updates, just let you know, the bridge inspection I had in my report, but they have inspected all our bridge structures, our big culverts. They will come to the next meeting to give their report on that. That's part of the grant we received with the state on it. We got an 80/20 grant for that. So they'll be at the next meeting just to present the condition of those structures. And then, I just want to remind you, make sure you give the budget meeting down, Monday, the 17th. So, a couple weeks from now, I will have your packet out to you guys that Monday prior. So, this coming Monday, I'll have the budget packet. It's a lot of information, I know, every year to look over. If you have any questions before the meeting, just reach out to us here on the staff, me, Karen, Craig, and try to walk you through it. But,
What time are we starting?
we're starting at 6:30 is what we scheduled it for, so
6:30 on
Monday
the
the 17th at 6:30.
And
Then you're
then,
gonna have to turn around on Tuesday and come to a regular council meeting that Tuesday, so it'll be a busy week for you guys.
it'll be an exciting time.
Yeah.
All right? Anything else, Karen? Or Karen, Teresa? All right, any questions? If not, we'll move on to old business. I asked Teresa to throw this on. We've talked sidewalks until we're blue. I just don't want us to forget about this. I know I had Michelle and Daryl were my subcommittee, and if you guys need some assistance or need some help or whatever you need, I really want to get this thing, we got to get this going. If it's to the point where we're going to have to start writing the ordinance so we can mandate them, we're gonna do it.
I think just rip off the Band-Aid.
So what I would recommend, if we could, one time, maybe Michelle and Daryl, if you can, maybe coordinate with Teresa and maybe Michael, and if we could have just one quick sit down and talk about, so if we are gonna put together an ordinance, we could maybe come up with some bullet points. You wanna do that? I'll kinda let you guys coordinate. I'd set in if you want me to. All right? I just wanted to get this back up on the forefront.
Are we thinking about matching funds type of program as we're going into budget?
That's a great question.
Craig just talked about that. Last week we were talking over budgets. Should that be one of our recommendations to set aside a pool of money,
Right.
whether that be 10,000, 20,000, whatever? We used to, many years ago, do kind of a rebate program that people would put in a sidewalk and they'd get, and we'd inspect it as long as everything's to spec and regulations. They would get, so much per foot reimbursed by the city. So we had that for a couple of years. We had fairly good participation the first year, kind of died off on the second year a little bit, but that was probably,
That's been quite a while.
yeah,
15
12,
years.
15 years, yeah.
I
That's
just
been
think
quite
if
a
we're
while
gonna
ago.
have if we're contemplating putting an ordinance in place, it would be nice in the lead-up time. I don't know what it will be for effective dates, but to have some opportunities. I don't know if there's outside grants. Probably not, but.
I don't hear too many on sidewalks. But,
We just need to rip the Band-Aid off.
yeah.
Well,
Well, I know
if,
even tonight we
I think it's
brought
sad.
up, there's a couple, like, you got a sidewalk, and then you got
Yes.
property that's owned
Yeah,
by
go on a
somebody,
walk,
an empty
go on a
lot
walk. I
that
mean, it's-
they own,
it's-
and there's a
it-
break, and then there's a sidewalk, and
Yeah.
then, so,
I
even
wanna-
addressing
I-
maybe some
I
of
just wanna talk
those
for
that,
30 seconds on this.
putting some
We're
regulations
on
in
the top.
place
yeah,
that.
We're on the
yeah,
topic,
yeah,
so
we're
I
on
can
topic,
talk
so
on
go,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I've
Or
been.
to have a lot of you,
Go ahead.
even though you don't.
No, I said go
Oh, I thought
ahead.
you said go ahead.
Or something.
Sorry, I'm trying to listen to you.
We can talk more, but, yeah, I can send out a doodle poll, we can see if we can, next couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks,
Okay.
sit down and talk about it a little bit more. And we'll continue the discussion.
Okay, go.
I got to go now. I look at sidewalks as needed infrastructure. So I look at them not as, especially in a town of our size and like growing and families and kids and people. If you ever go on a walk in the morning. It's incredible. There's people using them. So I look at sidewalks as really, I don't want to say they're just as important as a road or those things. It's hard to categorize those things, but they have a function. We're not some small rinky-dink town out in western South Dakota. You know, and you think, Craig, you probably remember these days before we had all of our roads paved. And when the city council is sitting up here, hey, we're gonna pave whatever, we're gonna pave this road. I mean, there was probably at that time, a lot of citizens who were like, this is insane, right? This is crazy. I look at the sidewalk issue very similar as that, is that, you know, and this actually also plays into the scooter issue, or to a bicycle. You know, kids, these things are meant to be safe routes for people of all ages and all backgrounds to walk on. And so my encouragement to the sidewalk committee is to rip the Band-Aid off, do the thing that's hard to do, which is we need sidewalks in this town. We are a growing, developing town. And my concern is if we try and just keep this going or do it, or we're just gonna do these sidewalks, that's better than not doing it. I'm more of like, let's take the full approach, let's get sidewalks, because sidewalks in the old part of town are just as important as sidewalks leading up to the school, because I'm around town, I've got little kids, I am out on these things all the time. And so I think our town needs sidewalks. Where we don't have sidewalks, the sidewalk needs to be in.
All right,
So,
so work on that.
Yep, we'll try to get a meeting date set up and throw some ideas around.
except for
the
Part
council
T,
to
because I don't
talk.
think we put one up there.
A sidewalk?
Yeah, I don't think it's built for that, but
Skywalk would be nice.
a skywalk. That is an HOA. You guys, you guys raise enough money as an HOA.
Should be able to do that. All right. Let's move on to new business. We've had Lois and Deanna sitting here all night long listening to us. It's their turn to shine.
Yes.
This is the Hartford Senior Center is coming to us for a funding request for a paid position.
Right.
Do you want to give us a little history?
Yes, I do. I'm Deanna Beese, and this is Lois Kaiser. And so for the last, I don't know, 15 years plus, I know, because I've been here 15 years, Lois and Helen have overseen the day-to-day operations of the meal program, which is independent of the senior citizens of Hartford. The meal program is run by or headed by Active Generations in Sioux Falls, and we get our meals served to us through the Wooden Nickel in Crooks. And so Lois and Helen would like to step down from being here, being there 5 days a week, every single day, from 7 till 1, keeping everything going, and have someone come in. In years past, Active Generations actually had that as a paid position, and they called it a site director. So when this all came up, the first thing we did was contact Active Generations to see if they could get us a new site director, and we were told that they no longer do that. It is not something that they fund. And so their recommendation then was to go to the Wooden Nickel and ask them, because they provide, they technically are the site director, being the restaurant that provides all of that stuff to us. They handle the money and whatever else that they need to do. So then we went to the Wooden Nickel, and they, her recommendation was to get a volunteer, which was our first invitation as well. And we tried, but nobody wants to volunteer over lunch for 5 days a week and make that commitment. So, according to the Wooden Nickel, I guess they went back and talked to their lawyer about it. And she came back to us and said, no, they would do nothing. So we either get a volunteer, or plan B was to go to a box lunch. So those were our two options. So they would deliver box lunches every day. There would be no more in-house dining. People could come and pick up a lunch. We could still do home delivery. But you would have to contend with basically a cold box lunch, because they deliver food at 8:30 in the morning.
No, 8 o'clock.
Oh, 8 o'clock, sorry. That's why we have a new steam table. Yeah. So we called the two other places that also do meal delivery from the Wooden Nickel. One of them is funded from Active Generations, but she was grandfathered in because she had worked for them prior to this decision. So when that person leaves, they will no longer be funded there. The other person, we never would respond back to us, but we believe that at another meeting, she said she was a volunteer also. So I wondered if we could get, have a contract, independent contractor, or if the city would be willing to help us. And so we had a discussion a little bit with Arden one day, because he comes and has lunch. He said to meet with Teresa. So Lois and I have met with Teresa a couple times to try and figure out this whole process. So what we are looking at, and I'll let Teresa talk because she knows more about this part of it.
You know it, yeah.
The city, yeah. So the city can't fund a person to take care of it. So we, as the senior citizens, can do that if it's an independent contractor, and then all we have to do is pay the salary. We don't have to worry about taxes and whatever other kind of employee issues that there might be.
You're paying a flat rate to a contractor.
Right.
Right,
Right.
that's a simple, I mean, they can hire an employee, but they're not gonna wanna mess with
We don't want-
employment taxes and all
Yeah.
that, so their best bet would to, put it out for a contracted position at a flat rate, and then basically, they just need to pay them, if it's weekly, monthly, however you decide to do that, and then just do a 1099 at the end of the year is the simplest route to go
Right.
with them. Kind of talked it over a little bit with Tom, and that would be their best option, but I think all in all, it comes down to funding, though, is the discussion
Right.
with you guys.
We as a senior citizens don't have that kind of money to pay someone to do that. We will still help out. The senior citizens will be responsible for opening up the center, like we always do for coffee in the mornings. But someone will always be there to have the door open when the meals are delivered, turn on the steam table. We will still round up the volunteers that help during the lunchtime. We will still subsidize paying for the paper goods and a lot of the packing things that we use to send out for our meals and we use in-house. Active Generations pays for nothing, or the Wooden Nickel, except for our dishwasher soap, pretty much, right? Yeah. So we buy coffee, we buy all of that, the extra stuff, and the senior citizens subsidize that. So we will still continue to do all of that underneath stuff. We just need somebody present, pretty much like 9:30 to 1, kind of, to handle the deliveries that go out at, pack them in, for those to be delivered at 11 or 10:45 or 11. And then oversee the volunteers who come in for the lunchtime and the little bit of paperwork that goes along with it each day.
So when I was there one day and they first brought this up to me, I think the first thing I said was, well, the last thing we'll want to do is have another city employee. That's why they went down this path, because I sent them down that path right away. Because I figured we don't want another,
Well,
Craig wants to do
Kinda
it, but
talking
we
to
told him
Tom,
no.
I was gonna say, we're not really supervising it, and we've kind of been down that road, that
Yeah.
it's kind of
Right.
problematic.
We want to
make it
keep
a
our,
city employee.
basically, we want to keep our hands off it. I think that's,
Well, we tried even for the Wooden Nickel to do
Right.
a contract position, and they just flat,
Yeah.
they don't want anything
No.
to do with it.
no. It's sad, you guys have been doing this for so long, Lois, that the volunteerism spirit, and I think most organizations see this, it's waned so bad,
Right.
it's just not there. People just do not want to,
These ladies don't even get their lunches paid every day. So Stacy from Wooden Nickel
Yeah.
said, well, we'll buy somebody's lunch, and we're like, hello? I mean, that's gonna bring them in.
5 and a quarter? I don't think so.
Damn the line.
so I just want to make sure that I'm correct. I should have asked you this before tonight, Teresa. Since we bought the building, we cover all their, you guys aren't, they're not a line item even on
Maintenance,
the,
utilities,
because we take care of everything.
Yeah.
That's on our budget.
Right.
They're basically a line item on our budget.
Yeah,
Okay.
for our building. They're under our government buildings and any maintenance or
building.
utilities,
Yeah,
expenses,
right.
whatnot, we pay all.
Okay,
But they don't pay rent, do they?
no,
No.
Like the library does?
no.
Okay, I didn't,
Not
okay.
the one that-
Because when we
Yeah.
owned the building.
Because really, our contract with Siouxland says we need to have,
We would provide
we
a
need to
space
have a
for-
facility for
yeah.
them, to have the library here.
For Siouxland Library
That's
to
part of
come
the
and.
contract. And our
Well, that
contract
was-
with these guys is that we want them to have a facility. in
And
mind.
that was something we kind of asked for when we sold the building, was that we have a place for the senior
Right.
citizens to stay in,
Yeah.
to go along with that.
Yeah, we were sold it.
Right.
Or you would have kept it, hey, you want to buy it back?
Well, if you give us a
Wait, how's that work? Hold on, that went the wrong direction.
Give us a
on
loan
there.
and then fund it.
Hey, Wes, that's how some other things go with us, it seems like.
Really,
Well-
looking forward to the time when I can no longer do this.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
no, really, we are.
Well, I'm not looking forward to when you can't do it.
No, I didn't say you were looking forward.
I want you to, I know, I want you to not have that
Yeah.
stress. We're trying to maintain the integrity of the meal program for the future is what we're trying to do. Because I'm afraid if something happens to these ladies and we can't find somebody to take over, we will no longer have a meal program in Hartford. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, right.
So,
And it will come
surrounding
down.
communities, do we have any surrounding communities that have this program? Are we kind of unique in that aspect?
Well-
Who does Wooden Nickel prepare these meals for, other than Hartford? Maybe that's the question I'm trying to ask.
Hartford, Lennox, and Beersford.
Oh, wow,
That's scattered.
Yeah.
that's wild, okay.
Montrose does their own thing,
They
right?
do their own thing.
Are they through Active Generations or no? Do they
Yeah,
just?
they are.
They are, but they do their own thing.
But they do their own.
Montrose has it available.
Yeah.
And Crooks, they don't even do it in,
Well, at the restaurant, they do.
they do.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
can go there and eat, and it's just like when the goat had it, they
Yeah.
want everybody to come there. Well, Wooden Nickel said, well, they can just all drive here. Well, I'm sorry, but our people aren't gonna do that.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna pick up a box lunch, and we talked to them, and it's like, they like to come there for the camaraderie
Yeah.
and to get out a bit, and, you know,
Occasionally, they get to see the mayor.
And occasionally they get to see the mayor. That's a
They can
plus.
sing.
You should have led with
the
that.
mayor's there.
Yeah, and they get to sing when the mayor's there.
So who determines the amount of the funding request? Because, I mean, I'm
We
doing
are.
it. I mean, do we get to determine it?
Yeah.
Got it, okay.
Yeah. At this point, we have nobody over us doing anything. It's just whatever we come up with to try and put this position out there to offer, to try and get somebody to do it. So we're just hoping somebody would like a little bit of extra income, because it's not going to be a big payday. So, you know, to come and help us. Well, it isn't.
As well.
Well, I'm just sitting here thinking, does it make a sense for us to approve, you know, you going out and doing the hiring or trying to solicit this person, and then once you lock them down at a rate, then we can approve the funding? Or do we approve the funding and then you go out and solicit, you know, try and find the person? You know?
In my
Chicken.
mind, it would be easier to know that we have the funding
Sure.
source locked down, and we maybe have an amount up to. We've already discussed some amounts, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, yes, I put in
Just
some
a
tentatively,
tentatively,
indicated,
random numbers.
but that can
And
change,
so-
and it depends on how soon you get somebody hired
Right.
and whatnot.
Well, and, right, because we really would like to have someone this fall, so, you know, there might be a few months this year, at the end of the year, but if
Yeah.
not. But Lois and I have also talked about, we would like to have someone who's computer savvy, so they can do the computer program and spreadsheets, you know, that kind of thing. And if they're not willing to do that kind of work, the Wooden Nickel would take that back and do that, but we don't see that that's a good idea for the whole program, because we had to punch lunch tickets. I mean, it's this simple kind of a thing. Put in who's eating, who's not, and that would be awkward for somebody in another town to
Right.
manage on a day-to-day basis. Okay, but if we got somebody who didn't, then that amount we paid them would be slightly lower, because they wouldn't be having to do any of the accounting or the paperwork. So until we interviewed someone, you know, we wouldn't know exactly, but if we had a ceiling, you
Right.
know, the most we would pay if they hit all of our things
Right.
that they could do, then
Motion, I'm gonna make a motion to approve funding for this contract employee not to exceed $20,000.
I'll second. Sorry. You're just down here. Keith got it.
Where is the, where's the money coming from?
This would come from our general fund.
We don't have anything budgeted for this.
Right.
For
So
this
the-
year anyway.
what they
so,
need
yeah.
Do I
this
have to-
fall-
do I have to make that clarification?
I was gonna say, and I was just gonna ask you to clarify, is that 20,000 to the end of the year, or is that 20,000 for a year?
right, we may, I'd say 3 months at the most this year. And I'm being optimistic that we're gonna find
So you only
somebody
got
right
then,
away.
So to clarify my motion, that would be $20,000 for 12 months of funding. And that should come from the general fund.
Do I need to re-second?
yeah, are you good with that?
I second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Discussion, yeah.
Yeah, so discussion time. I love what you ladies do. Lord willing, one day if I make it to retirement age and, you know, I can go hang out and do what he does. I see your truck down there. I have, I mean, that's about, because they were asking for about 11,000 a year. So I'm wrestling with this as, you know, this is a nonprofit, I'm guessing you guys are running, you know, there's a lot of different nonprofits that we support as a city, or a few of them at least. And so where my thing is, we talk about setting the precedent. We talk about setting the precedent a lot. And so I don't know enough about the organization. I'm looking at this as more of a volunteer organization, but I understand there's a lot of work that goes into that. So I'm in favor of probably doing something, but I'm not in favor of doing the 20,000. It seems like a lot initially without having further discussion, because what's going to stop the Jamboree Day Committee or whatever? I mean, whatever nonprofit that we support, what's going to stop them from coming and saying, you know, we've got these things going on? So like, those are the things of what I'm wrestling with. And I'm sure you have great answers. I'm just,
And I want to just say,
Yeah.
because have you ever volunteered down there?
no, I have not volunteered down there, no.
So I think everybody should volunteer and see what it's like down at the senior center. Making sure the meal is there, making sure it's delivered, prepping all of the meals in order for them to be delivered out to people who cannot come out of their homes. You have volunteers who come and pick up those meals and use their own vehicles, pay for their own gas, do not get paid a dime, take time out of their day in the middle of the day to come and deliver meals to people who cannot leave their homes. And then it doesn't end there. You have to clean up everything at the end of volunteering. You have to do all the dishes, you have to sanitize, you have to put all the food away. You have to do all of the things. So to compare this for me, and yes, I have a very, very close-knit connection to the senior center because I do volunteer. It is very, very difficult when you are a volunteer and when you have to leave town and you cannot deliver the meals, to find someone to cover just your one day. It is a commitment. They are making a commitment. This is a full-time job. This is not a nonprofit like DHI that meets once a month or has farmers market. This is not Jamboree Days that, yes, they put a ton of work in, but
This
this
is 5 days a week,
5
52
days
weeks
a
a year.
week. Yes, and they get the very few holidays off, and you have women and men in their 70s and 80s and close to 90s working full-time with zero compensation, and they can't do it anymore. They're trying to look ahead, and they need a break. They need to be able to enjoy the senior center.
And I think $20,000 is nothing to pay for what two women do, as well as sometimes Deanna is down there as well. It's not just one person. These are multiple elderly individuals working. And I think $20,000 is nothing.
My math was $15 an hour times 5 hours a day times 52 weeks, 5 days. And so we're sitting on roughly $10 million in our general fund. And these are the people that we should emulate, right? Shame on you.
Shame on me for.
That you haven't gone over and checked it out. I mean, you're right there. You're just.
Oh, I've been
you're 2
over there.
buildings away.
And I've
But
told
shame
you-
on you that you've never volunteered.
Oh, Travis, I'm not gonna, no. Here,
I didn't mean
listen,
that to
I'm gonna-
shame anybody.
No,
I'm
it's
just
fine, it's
saying,
fine, I've got my own
I think we
opinion,
should.
I love it over there,
Yeah.
I have a different opinion on this, and I'm gonna rest my case on that.
And I will say, to your point,
I'm gonna keep my
John-
mouth shut.
No, I'll say to your point, John, to everybody's comments, you guys are frugal. When we say $20,000, I'm guessing that they're gonna,
That's a not to exceed.
yes,
Right.
they're gonna come in less than that.
They come
I'm-
in
We
12
came
bucks.
in way
here.
less than that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They
I
give you
have
some
a-
buffer, because what I don't want you to wring your hands over is $2 an hour. To me, I'm gonna give you some latitude to do what needs to be done. That's how I arrived at 20 grand.
I would, since we're in discussion, I would ask this. Is there any sort of a job description that's been drawn up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your packet, they had.
Oh, is there? Okay.
General one.
Sorry, I should have scrolled. Oh, never mind, I didn't scroll far
I
enough.
wonder if you can post that on HireClick through the city, because I don't know how they're gonna, I think they're gonna need some technical assistance, and HireClick, we pay, what, $100 a month for that?
Well, their subscription's over now.
Could you do it by position? So we'd have to have another
Which is
subscription for it.
$100, I mean, it's pretty inexpensive. I'm just thinking, if the council's gonna pass this, how are they gonna get that word out there? And we already have this, the system, the software, to put out a job posting and to get those candidates in, and then I guess you could coordinate any candidates with these ladies. I'm just thinking of the best way for them, how did you, how are you gonna get it out there? You have to get it out there.
Does that make it feel as a city hire?
I was gonna say, we want to keep that distance, that separation between the cities. It's gonna be a contracted position
Okay.
with the seniors.
If the council passes it, one of you ladies come over to my office and I'll post it online for you. I'm still probably gonna vote no, but if it passes, I will help out
I'll
that
give you a
way.
freezer. There you go.
I'm serious, so if it passes, my office is the Munt Building.
Still upstairs?
Yeah, don't come upstairs.
Don't come upstairs.
I had to yell at one of my employees, but come on over and talk to me, okay?
Could he buy lunch once a week for his employees?
I should do that, yeah, we should do that.
Off
We-
of the senior meal? I mean, right?
Buy us more coffee cups, but he hasn't done that yet.
Well, you come over and you gotta hustle me.
Hey, I did, you said you come.
Oh, no, you come over.
All right, can of worms has been opened.
Now, seriously though, come over and talk to me, okay?
Hey, I like your saying you'd help them out.
I
I
will
love
help
that.
'em out, yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Just not financially.
If not,
Oh my God.
we will
Are
vote.
we done here?
Carlson,
Hope so. That's a big yes.
Mattson,
Yes.
Bowen,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Horacek,
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
See Sean.
He said yes. He said yes.
And it wasn't because,
Yeah.
it wasn't because of Travis.
Hustle in for some other stuff.
He said yes.
And
It's not
coffee
because of
cups,
me.
finally.
It was not because of me.
Right.
Well, thank you and Helen for everything you've
We
done.
won't use any more than we need.
I know,
to get it.
I know you, well, that's why I said that.
Very aware.
Yeah, I know you guys are frugal, you're not gonna do anything crazy, I know that.
Just trying to encourage somebody to come in.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that's,
They're gonna keep buying Folgers?
Well, and there might be,
know?
a younger retiree that, like you said, with that extra incentive for some,
Well, yeah.
income might.
Right, that's what we
I'm
think,
thinking
is
of a guy.
somebody who just wants a little extra spending money.
Makes more
Thinking
doing
of the guy.
that than at city council.
Thank you all. Thank you. Yeah,
Me.
thank you so much.
Oh, no,
You're welcome.
oh,
Okay, and we'll talk
Okay.
later. Okay.
all right, all right.
That would be a disaster.
Let's, thanks you guys. Let's move forward, Park and Rec Board requests partial release of 2026 unallocated funds.
Motion to approve the request from the Park and Rec Board to release $3,400 of unallocated budget funds as presented.
All right, I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we want to review the updated CIP. I have a thought. Let's see if anybody's reading my mind here.
Should we table this to our next meeting?
Boy, you read my mind.
Thank you.
Starving.
So just FYI for you, so what we have planned for 2027, I am putting that in the proposed budget.
That's fine.
Because that will be right before the next meeting, but we can talk in more detail, yeah, at the next meeting, but.
Do you want to make that a
just want
motion,
you aware of
Trav?
that.
What,
To move it to the next
Table.
meeting.
I mean, I did. I was
Okay.
looking for a second.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a second to table this to the next meeting. Table,
The updated CIP is presented.
okay. Table votes, or table discussions do not get any tables don't get any discussions. How's that? Carlson.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right, last up is our landscaping at the wastewater treatment plant. And if you haven't went and looked at it, it is in your box under landscaping stuff, plus it is on here, the picture. And this is really,
So we did originally have this in the
Yes.
original plan for it, but, you know, we were then working with Rice Lake to try to get, you know, our contract down or whatever, so we dropped it out thinking this is something we can always add at, you know, later date or whatever. So this is kind of the original plan that was, you know, presented or thought about. We did get I would say an estimate or approximate quote from Rice Lake. Basically, they said when they took this out of when they took the landscaping out of like the seeding contract and all that stuff, it was about $25,000 difference. So they're estimating it'll be, if you want to go down this route, $25,000. I think if you do want to do some sort of landscaping, whatever that may be, basically budget a dollar amount, like you said, not to exceed or something, and then we can come up with a more firm plan, maybe have ISG look at it a little bit more, see if there's anything in particular.
I mean, the part that jumps out to me in this conceptual is the area that looks to be like a native grass that doesn't need to be mowed. I think that's a money-saving opportunity for us. What's your input on that, Craig?
You're talking about.
that area right in
Yeah, I know what
front.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess we just have had that seeded twice, and we've got brome grass growing, we've sprayed it, so we don't have any weeds, so.
Weeds are coming
Perfectly
soon.
fine,
We
just
wanna
have
mow
it
it.
mowed.
We want to mow it? Yeah,
It did look like that for a while.
yeah, yeah.
Should do a wildflower.
Well, we could overseed it with some native grass maybe, but anyway, I mean, really, and the other thing, you know, they kind of do a nice job of trying to accent the building. I think that thing needs to be hidden, only because it's got that big ugly generator sitting out there. I mean, it's an attractive building,
I guess-
but not from the north.
Yeah, I guess if we're gonna do something out there, let's just allocate some money. We're gonna take some
Yeah.
looking, because we left that concrete slab in there, we put gravel in there, so we can bring our plows and stuff out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's gonna take a
Difference.
lot of tweaking, we gotta make sure we got access to the generator.
Right.
Yep.
All that
absolutely.
stuff. So I
This
think-
just mainly looks like, well, there is some close to the building, but
I mean, I wanna make
it's
sure we
just
got.
trees.
Right.
I mean, do we just need to put in?
Well, you wanted some trees, didn't you, maybe to keep those corn husks out of those tanks?
We're gonna put a building over part of it, and I'm looking at some mesh type material for the shade and everything like that too, but that whole fence line, I mean, it doesn't matter which way the wind blows, we're getting stuff for it.
Right.
So it'd be. I think
Michael, how
makes-
much work would it be for ISG to take an actual, you know, image and throw some vegetation, I'll throw a conceptual landscape plan up there like you did with the lift station.
That won't be that big of a deal. We can certainly do that by the next meeting.
Can they meet with us prior to putting it out there? That was something in my way.
Speaking of frugal.
Maybe that'd be the route to do.
So if we allocate the money, we could at
Or if
least,
you just want to, at this point, make the motion to have ISG come up with a plan, work with Craig and then come back to you guys. Or if you just want to.
How much is left in contingency?
150.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah, and we
landscaping.
did clarify with Grace Lakes, this would come out of contingency, and we got about 150,000 left in contingency, so there's not gonna be too much left to use that for. And not that we would lose the contingency, because if there's a balance in there, it just reduces the
Reduces our
contract, so
amount, yep.
either way, I mean, we're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, do we look at the whole?
25,000 is gonna get us a lot.
But I mean, do we look at the whole site, or do we look at just some, the area around the building? Maybe we were a little short-sighted and saying, hey, why do we want to maintain all of that acreage, Why do we want to buy a new mower every 3 years to mow? Anyway,
I mean, right
let's
now-
start with 25, I guess.
Yeah, we got that fence line that runs there, and that's the area
Right.
that we try to keep mowed,
Yeah,
Make a motion to approve 25,000 from the
There we go.
contingency fund with Rice Lake for landscaping at the wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
all right, any more discussion? Man, he was on that one like, wow. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
All right, anything else? Do we need anything for
Personal.
Personnel or personal?
Personnel, sorry, personnel.
personal? We thought maybe you were,
See,
yeah.
Tom, I was on it.
Personnel.
Motion to move to executive for personnel?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Back in action.
That was fun, Michelle.
Want to hit the camera?
Yeah.
Hit the camera.
Get that up.